Okay, Mercedes r129 500 SL. I looked at a lot of these cars before I bought this one, and if you guys have one or have been looking at them, you'll know what I'm looking at. The driver's seat's kind of nasty looking. This car's only got 55,000 miles, and that's kind of unacceptable. And I'm going to show you how to tighten that up and make it look like the passenger seat. It's pretty simple. There's just some clips underneath, so we'll be unscrewing that. I'll do it in 2 seconds. It'll be in the second part of this video. Anyway, that nasty monster cable is for the stereo. I'll be pulling out hopefully today. Anyway, it's 2 Phillips screws, I believe, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, please excuse the door open buzzer going. Now there's 2 big Phillips head screws underneath your seat. Turn the light on. They are right there. They go right through there to bolt your seat in. There's one on each side, exactly the same. Let's see if I can get the camera up under there. Yeah, there's the second one. And then just grab the seat at the front and tug and pull it out. And I'll show you what we're looking at in a second. I'm just going to go put this down. Now, if you want to see what under the driver's seat looks like, just to tell you that if you bought a car that was in a flood or something, you may have electrical issues. I didn't, thank God. But you can see the crumbling foam padding down here. See all that? That gives it that distinct Mercedes interior odor. They'll have that smell inside, and you know it if you've been in one, like an old Volkswagen Bug. They smell like. Don't know what the spring's from. Kind of scary, but anyway, I'm going to vacuum all that up, and I'll show you the back of the seat now. I've just got it flipped over to protect the leather, and so we're looking at the bottom of the seat pan. And if you see along here, this is where the upholstery tucks in. What the upholstery is supposed to do is, I'll show you on the front. You see this lip? It's supposed to fold over. If you've ever had a Jeep soft top and put a Jeep soft top on, it's got that plastic lip that goes under, and then you flip it underneath the lip. That's exactly what this is. You want to turn this and get it into this groove. Now you're going to have to put a lot of pressure. It's probably going to be best to have like a 300-400 pound buddy with you to push down on this thing, and then you can grab this lip, turn it, and it's got to rotate down so that this end goes down in. So I'm going to have a hard time doing this and showing you at the same time. But it's pretty, if you look back here, it's pretty easy to see. See how it's come out? That's why that fabric is so loose looking. This has just got to rotate back down in. See what I mean? It's got to flip down and pop back in. Now, if your seats are in really, really good shape and you don't think you're going to be recovering them for a long time, I would put a drop of silicone adhesive, some type of caulking or something, nothing ridiculous that you're never going to be able to get this out, but like an adhesive caulking in there, just a drop to hold it. Because if you get someone in there that's kind of heavy, we'll say nicely, they're going to push down on this, on the front of the seat, underneath the thigh support. They're going to push down on that, and that pops out over the years. I really don't I don't see why there wasn't a better way of holding these in. You could possibly take a hammer and tap this to pinch it in a little bit better too. That would probably work. And then if you ever had to take it out again, you could stick a screwdriver in here and pop it out. I got a couple little loose threads here that I'm gonna, actually they're fine, they're still they're tied, they're fine, they're just gonna tuck back in. So I'm gonna tuck this whole thing back in, and I'll show you it when it's done. Sorry, I forgot to add another thing. If you look underneath, inside the seat, so we're on top of the pan, looking down in the little hole inside, you can see the springs, and you see this stuff here. This is what deteriorates over the years. In old Volkswagens and Mercedes, this used to be horsehair impregnated with glue. I don't know what it is now. Human hair, God knows, it could be anything. I didn't know there were that many horses around, but who knows what it is. But this is the stuff that causes the smell, that Mercedes smell inside your car, this horsehair padding coming loose. I don't know if there's something, and maybe you could spray that with like if you spray that with like a clear coat, it might keep that from dissolving and kind of getting all that crap over the inside of the, underneath the seat. Actually, you know, I'm going to do that. Once I get this all put together, I'm going to spray that with clear coat, just to kind of hold these fibers together and see what happens. Okay, so we're already looking 100% better. Not 100%. Let's give it 50% better. It's a lot tighter. Obviously, you're still going to have the cracking from, not cracking, but creasing from more regular use than the passenger seat. These we can get rid of with, I'm going to be using bag balm. If you ever heard of it, you get it in the grocery store. It used to be for, not grocery store, drugstore. It used to be for rubbing on cow udders to make them nice and soft and supple and pliable. Yes. We used to use it on the farm when we were milking cows. It kept the cows' udders soft. As I said, they wouldn't get rough and worn out from you yanking on them all day. Sounds gross, but it's true. And it used to make farmers' hands really, really soft. And it does work on leather because it was designed for cow parts. And that's cow. Another thing you can do, see how dirty the leather is here on the sides where you never get to it too. We can clean all this off before we put it back in. So, if you see, I'm going to turn the light back on. You can see the springs in there. And what I did just now, and I'm going to do it a little bit more, I have a hard time showing you, is I'm taking a big long pry bar, and I'm just going to stick it under the spring. Let's see if I can put this down and show you. Okay, what I'm going to do, I won't do it on camera because it's going to be hard to do with holding the camera at the same time. I'm just going to stick the pry bar under the spring, so you can see that. I'm going to wedge it up, and I'm just going to increase the tension on the spring, just kind of put some spring in back into it, because they probably collapsed over the years. So I'm just going to stretch out the spring a little bit. If you really wanted to go whole hog, you could probably pull the whole pan off and stretch the springs out that way, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to add a little tension to them, and I'm going to stick a little chunk of foam, upholstery foam, under. See, there's this big foam pad right under where your butt goes in the seat, and I can probably firm that up a little bit by sticking another inch or so of foam under there, and that'll firm up this low spot here, where you're sitting most of the time. Now, to install is just reverse it, pulling it out. There's two pins on the back. They're going to go in the two holes in the back of the seat pan. Seat frame, you'll see them. Just pop them into there, push the front down, and then the two bolts go through these outside holes there. And that's it, you're done.